Anyways,
You
the video started. The video started. Simmer down, boys. But look, so I'll be making another video with my second child, Yanni, and
yeah.
Ashley will also be making a cameo. And the video will be on Discord pyramid schemes. This is your 101. If you don't want to be a good debater and you don't watch Shinra's debating tutorials and you want to be considered a good debater, this is the video for you. So we'll be doing a case study of all of the other debaters who are really bad but got considered good using the pyramid scheme method, and we'll be actually seeing how to become a good debater without actually being good. Yanni, introduce yourself.
I'm Yanni, the best UK debater since Aslik. I've been here. I'm a victim of these pyramid schemes. I've seen it myself firsthand. Shinra's also a victim.
Yeah, I'm a
So like, we'll
victim.
just tell you our experiences.
Yeah, I'm such a victim. Like, gosh, I remember the days I had to grind for Infinity to put me in tier three. But look, so to start off with, if you want to be considered good without actually being good, the first thing you need to do is start off by debating fiction. Now, the reason why is so you can actually gain a good, clear, and loyal friend group. You don't need to be extremely good, you just need to be decent and surround yourself with people who are definitively worse than you so that then you become the face of the friend group and you can kind of talk down on all of them. And all of their, debate opinions are essentially predicated off of you. And the second thing you need to do is like, make a private server. Now, Leonie, I think you should know as well that one of the most famous private servers that exists of, a member of the pyramid scheme is Tick. Now, are you aware of what Tick is?
Tech, yeah, it's Infinity's private server.
Yeah. So, as we all know, Infinity, Tsurugi, who else is in this friend group, Yanni? Infinity, Tsurugi.
Infinity Tsurugi, isn't it like Tsurugi, Infinity, Korin,
No,
someone?
Toxic, Tensa used to be in there, but in the pyramid scheme, what you don't want to do, and this is the reason why Infinity failed. So what you don't want to do is let your lackeys basically become better than you. So Infinity, he tried to have Tensa and Korin as his lackeys to upscale him, but Yanni, I think as you can agree with me when I say everyone considers Yanni, Tensa and Korin to be better than Infinity, right?
Yeah, this come here currently.
Yeah. So, since they consider Tencent Coin to be better than him now, the pyramid scheme doesn't really work. So, a more, successful pyramid scheme would be Aeroflame's pyramid scheme. Now, Yanni, I think you can, give a brief overview of Aeroflame's pyramid scheme. Are you aware of his debate clan?
Nah, I'm actually not.
Oh,
But
wow.
like, wait, hold on. I want to like say one thing about like Infinity's pyramid scheme. Like that shit actually did work. If you niggas remember back in June, apart like everyone was getting judgments of D1. Every single debater was getting judgments of D1, and then Mono got like a judgment of Jester. Flames beat Jester as well, and I'm thinking like, well, okay, wait, how are all of these random niggas beating Jester? How are they all beating D1? And then like
Exactly.
the judgments all came from one person. I'm like, wait, who's the judge? And it's like Infinity
Exactly.
every single time. When I heard Flames beat Jester, I was like, okay, Flames is cold. And then when I heard who's the judge, I was like, okay, it starts adding up. So he invites these niggas to their private AMP servers. They all reckon top one, and then he gives them judgments.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. So look, what Infinity does, and the reason why he was so successful is he basically invites you to his private AMP service. Now you've seen Infinity in the past; he's been bragging about people paying him to get amped. So he invites them to the private AMP servers, and now as a member of one of these private AMP servers, what he does is he puts out hits on people. Now Yanni can attest to this as well. He puts out hits on people, and then he offers people nitro and money to actually win debates off of these guys. Now, if you notice, these type of people, Infinity has trained them like loyal dogs, not only to defend him whenever he isn't there on tier list, and even they will go insofar as not only insulting you, they'll also try and debate you on Infinity's behalf, and also just call you an idiot, So, being able to train such loyal dogs, the Infinities, his pyramid scheme, it had longevity, it had power, it had influence, but what it didn't have is the skill to back it up. So, again, it's just very, very surprising how Infinity's pyramid scheme worked. Now, can you explain the early developments of Infinity's pyramid scheme, Yanni?
So like, I kind of witnessed it first. I didn't really witness all of it firsthand. Like as Shinra said, the way that these pyramid schemes start is that okay, you have a nigga, he makes a friendship group, and like that friendship group kind of has a little bit of a circle jerk. And then, but what he did was like he started amping these low tiers because at the time he was like considered the best debater, like one of the best debaters in the con. And then once these low tiers were getting amped by him, well, okay, how can you not have the nigga amping you at top one? So then they all collectively put him top one.
Yeah.
And then for those that like didn't have him at top one, he would either like jump them, debate them on his placement, or he would get niggas to do the same thing. Like the biggest example of this is Flames. Flames, I don't even know if Flames is friends with Infinity, right?
He isn't.
But Flames takes more offense to Infinity not being top one than he does to his own placement. If I put Flames bottom one and I put Infinity like top 5, Flames gonna get angry that Infinity is top 5 and not himself being bottom one. I mean, it's insane.
That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like these kids get mind hacks, and then because like they rely on him for amps, and then most of the time like these amps don't even really work. I haven't seen like a debater come out of these pyramid schemes. Like that's the whole point of pyramid schemes. You can't really come out of it.
So another key aspect you see in all of these pyramid schemes is that not only will they give you these false advertisements, Jesus Christ, advertisements of people, getting better. You will get better quickly if you join this server. And usually you'll notice that in all of these AMP servers, if you join these pyramid schemes, and like once you've joined, there's no escape. You either like, if you join these AMP servers and then you have the student role instead of a teacher role, you're finished. There's no way of escaping. So look, you've noticed that there's not a single person who's gone into these AMP servers and left significantly improved. However, what you will notice is that they win judgment a lot more. And then you also see that there's this very, very loose connection. Oh, well, maybe in fact, instead of actually Infinity, it was Mono who gave him judgment. But who's Mono being taught by? Oh, Infinity. So it seems as if like all of these wins, they're being fabricated. They're being connected like a mafioso back to Infinity. And it's actually kind of crazy to the extent where people are actually paying him to actually put him out on the tier list. Now, again, Yanni, do you want to go over how you can escape one of these pyramid schemes?
Yeah, so like how you escape these pyramid schemes, right? It's like there's not really an escape that's like that satisfying, but you can begin to disassociate yourself from these like pyramid schemes or like these friendship groups and like actually start debating and having your own, like don't be scared to have your own opinion on these debates. Like Flames, so for example, I keep going back to this figure, but I mean he's the biggest example currently, right? Flames would probably say that Infinity beat Divinity, although like the vast consensus in the community that Divinity won. So like, like don't be like Flames, watch the debates and come to your own conclusions, be your own human, just be your own man. And then like for like, becoming a better debater, you can always go back to like, what do you call it, the basics, like watching the GOAT Shinra channel.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the plug. Look, so Flames is actually one of the biggest examples, and I'm going to name you a few instances. So one, Flames, Infinity versus Detroyer. There's a good amount of people who think Detroyer lost the first point against Infinity. However, he lost every other point. Now, you see what Flames does, and this is actually really funny, is he watches the first part where he thinks Infinity won, and then just refuses to watch any of the rest. And I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he fabricates it in his mind, but look, you need to not be like Flames. A good way of actually escaping the pyramid scheme is one, stop beefing with Infinity. Like literally, even if you don't actually dislike the guy, put him lower and lower on your tier list, or put the pyramid scheme leader lower and lower your tier list, and then you actually go out, try and improve. Stop debating for a little while. People think that the only way for me to get better is actually debating a lot. That's false. That's false fundamentally. Read more books. Disassociate yourself with these people, right? And you'll notice that if you keep debating, then you fall into the pyramid scheme again. Because really think about it, right? You'll be debating, you see yourself lose a lot more, and you realize that these losses you have are being judged by syndicates of the mafioso, the leader of the pyramid scheme, the emperor. You notice that you're losing judgments because of these syndicates, and you feel yourself more inclined to go back and like an abused person, you go back to the abuser, right, for the fix of getting put higher on the tier list. And it's really addicting, I know it myself, but look, you need to disassociate yourself from these people. You only
one thing as well,
you go ahead?
It's like, yeah, it is like the better thing to do to take judgments from agreed upon judges, but like sometimes like it's fine to like maybe cool to question the judgment that someone has on you. Because like if you really start thinking about it, these niggas are a cartel. You know, like they just have such a grip on judgments and they have a fucking monopoly on these judgments. It's like, well, what extent can we even take these judgments to be true? So like you might want to start calling into question as well. Just watch the debates, have your own perception of yourself and verify with people who are actually good, not people who you think are good, not people who actually amplify you, but people like who have consensus among people who are smart to be good debaters, and discuss with them about your placement and discuss with think how you're placing yourself as well. Have your own perception of yourself.
Look, so most of the time, whenever people are making tier lists, and I've seen a good 20 people, they'll ask me, "Oh, Shinra, why don't you have Infinity top 1? He has judgment from all of these people. He has consensus." I'm like, "Oh, okay then. Who's the people members of the consensus?" And you'll notice that instead of actually naming sentient people who walk outside and see the sun, right? Instead, he names people who walk around every day eating sand and rocks. Now, you need to stop relying, stop associating yourself with consensus, because if you notice, the pyramid schemes, they are a simple thing, because if your pyramid scheme is small, you won't be taken seriously. Now, a key example of this would be official. Now, official is basically infinity. They are basically the same people, but the only difference between official and infinity is, one, official just doesn't know anything, and then two, his friend group is way smaller. So because his friend group is way smaller than infinity's, he doesn't have as much reach with his pyramid scheme, therefore losing power out on it. So in the case of you're in a large pyramid scheme, when you notice, oh well, everyone's putting this guy high in their tier list, but then the reason why they have him so high is because of judgments from other members of the pyramid scheme. You need to disassociate yourself with consensus. Now, this is another important point. You notice that whenever high tier people, good people, actually debate, you notice that they don't have a judge. Now, the reason they don't have a judge is because judgments don't matter. You shouldn't predicate your entire, or whether or not you won or lost a debate, off of a single member of the syndicate. How dare you? How dare you downplay yourself in such a way? It's actually absurd. So, that's a perfect way to escape the syndicate. Yanni, do you have anything else to say about how to escape?
I mean, I think you put it kind of perfectly. Yeah, it's like,
Okay. And then the final thing is, if you want to make a strong syndicate, the first thing you want to do is, one, go around, get a whole group of people who are much worse than you in debating. The second thing is, immediately, the first thing you want to do is debate D1. Now, the reason why you debate D1, and I'm sure Yanni can cover this himself too, is D1 is a prominent figure, correct, Yanni?
Of course.
Yeah. So why do you think people have such a high inclination to want to debate D1?
He's like, I've seen niggas say this themselves as well. It's like he's the fucking tutorial feed. It's like, okay, well, I'm a new debater. I'm new to the com. How did I get my name out there? Well, I just debate this guy that everyone knows, and I'll get my name out there because, oh shit, that's the retard number 1010 to beat D1. So we're gonna put him at least tier 4 or tier 5 because that's what D1 is. It's like a good way to get yourself on tier list.
Yeah, now, I know this from experience because that's how I actually became known in the Discord community. See, my first debate with D1 was on War Kakashi versus Edo Madara, some anime debate, and this was like over 2 years ago. Now, that is the perfect way to get yourself known out there. Now, after beating D1, what you want to do is every single time you see somebody placed who is everyone considers good on their tier list, you want to call them bad. Say that they are bad, say that they are overrated, say that they aren't smart, and the reason why you want to do this is you want to give yourself a perception where people think of you as, oh, he doesn't conform to other people's standards, he's smarter than the rest, he knows something we don't. And now that you build that perception of yourself, and then the next thing you want to do is make a private server. Now, Yoni, how do you recommend that people get goons like exility, like Infinity?
The way these niggas got goons, it's like, okay, well, these goons are like, number one, retards. Like, the vast majority of these niggas are idiots. Take Flames, for example. Take maybe even Mono, for example. I consider him less of a retard than Flames, but he's still a bit of a retard, right? And take these niggas, for example, they're idiots. So, like, they have a warped perception of debate skill, and they kind of overestimate, like, how witty or, like, how entertaining a debater is. And then, if you're entertaining and controversial and have, like, decent debate skill, they're going to be placed high in these tier lists, and these goons will perceive you as someone good, and then they're gonna want to learn from you. And then once they learn from you, you just gotta be nice to them. You gotta, like, bring them in, you gotta welcome them, and then there's gonna be like a power disbalance between you. student and teacher, you know? And
Yeah.
then once that power balance is set, they're gonna fucking suck your dick in every single
Anyway.
opportunity they get, bro.
Okay, yeah, so what they want to do and what you want to do is a form of emotional manipulation. See, this is literally called the push and pull effect, right? So what you want to do is you reel them in by saying that, oh, you're really good, I've watched you debate, I've seen you have potential, you know, and then once they get attached to that fix, they get attached to people complimenting how smart they are. Then once they're attached, immediately you see signs of them actually, you know, deferring away from the syndicate. You push them away. It's like, maybe I was wrong about how good you are. Maybe you aren't as smart as I thought you are, you know. You push them away. And then it makes them, you know, more reliant. It makes them more reliant, you know, on your approval, more reliant on your praise. So you need to do these type of emotional manipulation tactics to actually be able to not only build a strong following for yourself, but also be considered a good debater. Now, what you don't want to do is one, if you want to do the easy method, you don't let any debate of you get out there. Now, the reason why is because if you lose your syndicate or your syndicate is even beginning to show a little bit of weakness, people are beginning to go and analyze your old debates and then actually see if you're actually competent. Now, you don't want that to happen. What you want to happen is get these goons, sit them in a private server, tell them if they leak a single recording, they are banned. And that is the way you actually, you know, advance yourself in these Discord streets. What do you think, Yanni?
I mean, yeah, these guys don't really look at like the quality of the debates themselves. They just go with what's convenient for them, you know? Like they want to like maintain the status quo. So like anything you can do to maintain the status quo is going to be beneficial to you as like a fucking debate crew head or debate mafia syndicate leader, whatever the fuck. But like one also like it's kind of similar to this. But one other debate syndicate or like crew I want to talk about is Archie's, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a great point. Archie Syndicate is the largest, and I'm no joke, it is the largest syndicate that's ever touched the Discord ever. So what Archie's done, like I think I'm pretty sure everyone is well aware of Archie's, you know, plethora of allegations. But somehow he's still stuck around like a little worm that you can't get rid of. Now, look, the way he does it is one, what you want to do if you want to be the next Archimedes is never give an argument. What you want to do is sit there and either A, spit jargon you read because you watched one Kane B video, or B, just yell at your opponent, cut them off, don't let them get a word out. And the reason why you do that is because then that is what, you know, these people who are like strived off of entertainment, they will listen to that and they'll actually notice, oh my god, this guy's such a good debater, he's winning consensus all the time. And you know, what you also never want to do is if you're on phone, don't join the Discord call, because immediately you do, these people, as colored individuals, as white individuals, all of like as a man yourself, if somebody is challenging your authority, challenging your pride, you have an instinctual urge to respond. And you see this with the Archie incident. When Archie and I debated on my channel, you notice he wasn't on phone or he wasn't on PC. There was actual moderation. These are the type of conditions that if you want to be the next Archie, never find yourself in them. What you ideally want is you want not only a clan of people who are willing to literally sell themselves out for you, right? Willing to let themselves be banned off from servers on the behalf of actually keeping you in them, right? You need this type of loyal following, but you can't have this if you are within moments of weakness, like, getting caught without your loud mic. That's essential to being almost caught lacking on the streets as a gangster. Now, what do you think, Yanni? As someone with first-hand experience.
The Archie Syndicate was a crazy time for Discord. I mean, but it had its imperfections. It was completely different to the Infinity method, to which he made these amplifying servers or whatever. Archie didn't really do that, but what he still did do was have that form of emotional manipulation where he gassed up some of his goons, mentality. Mentality is the worst debate on the app. No joke, he's the worst debater I've ever seen in my life. I would kill myself before arguing with him. But for some reason, there are niggas out there that think he's decent. I think he's tier 4, tier 5, tier 4, tier 3, tier 2. No, tier 3. But you get the point, right? He gathers up these goons slightly, and then they're just attached to his penis. That's how that happens. But I think a more optimal way Article went about it is combining what he did with what Infinity did, and maybe that Syndicate would have ended. But one thing I also want to talk about is
go ahead.
like Akino is loyal following as well. That was also a bit crazy.
Yeah, so I have been jumped in 15-man VCs about why Arcana is tier 1, but every single time I ask for a recording to be sent, I'm never sent one. Now, if you notice, I don't know how it happens, but there's a little... Alkano's Syndicate is the strongest Syndicate. It has not broken. He has had a 4-year run, and he managed to survive the test of time with Infinity. Now, because Alkano's only recording on YouTube is the one from 4 years ago, people can't really use it to hold him down. And also the fact that he did not speak at all whenever he was engaging with Sinta, it was just a telltale sign that he could preserve his lore and also win these debates as well. See, what you want to do is discuss with these people. Don't debate. Don't do anything. Just discuss with these people. Just drive the idea into their head that you're better than them. And then what you want to do is it's like aftercare after discussing with these people. What you want to do is like, hey, how good do you think I am? And you need to be nice about it. And then, you notice that they're more receptive to putting you higher on tier list. Now, a key example is with Gizbob. See, Alkano told me he stood 10 toes. He said Gizbob said that Alkano was better than him. Now, I got on a call with Gizbob, and then I asked Gizbob, yo, Gizbob, did you ever say this? And Gizbob said himself, the only reason why he said that is so Alkano didn't argue with them. Now, this Syndicate, it's strong, but it has its faults. If one ever is to catch Arcana outside of his private server, he crumbles. There's no way for him to win that engagement. So if you want to be the next Arcana, never debate. Just only discuss. Make people know you as knowledgeable. See, the reason why BNR Hunters Syndicate failed is because he actually had a debate. He debated Infinity. He debated Tensei, And, if he wants to have this syndicate of being this undercover powerhouse of the debate community, that's the type of reputation you want to have. So, and I think this is the most successful syndicate, I'm sure Yanni can agree, is the Exility Syndicate. What do you think about that?
Same thing, bro.
God, yo, Drip Souls. On God, I'm sorry for interjecting, but on God, though, that's the best, most strongest syndicate I could think of. No offense. Exility niggas is the worst debater on the platform.
Yeah. Can you describe them to me?
Wait, hold on. These niggas, if I were to describe them and look at them terms, they are the fucking workers, bro. Because it's not just like one.
They have fictional affiliates, bro. It's crazy.
Exactly this. It's not just one big group with one head and niggas like fucking this dick. It's like one fucking massive organization with like a system out of it, and they all talk to each other and they all just circle jerk. It's the biggest circle jerk I've seen in my life. Look, bro, niggas fucking Electron, Clorox, Drip Source, Exility, all these animal debaters, it's like they all get their dick sucked. I don't really see any fighting between them, and they have the biggest fan base of goons I've seen in my entire life.
Now look, I'm going to describe to the viewers. I'm going to describe to the viewers firstly what it's like for... Wait, chill. I'm just going to describe to the viewers what it's like for two syndicates to clash. Now, see, when Infinity and Exility, I made a poll. Who won the debate between Infinity and Exility? Now, that debate didn't happen. It doesn't exist. It never happened. Didn't even occur once. They've never spoken to each other. And Exility won the poll 95% to 2. Now, you may be wondering, but Infinity Syndicate is the most powerful. Wrong. Arcano's Syndicate doesn't even come close either. Look, so the top of the pyramid scheme is Exility. Exility considered the best debater by them. Then Exility students, Drip Source. And after it's Drip Source, then it's Clorox, Axiom, and they still use words like formal dialect. They use words like Hegelian dialectics, and they don't know what those mean. Now, it's very, very odd. I think Yanni will be able to go into it even deeper, and he was perfect in his description. They're like the workers. They move as one single unit. They're like different people, but they're moving in one unit. Like in 2 seconds of me uploading a poll, Exility had already had 50 votes. Excuse me? How did he have 50 votes? Well, I'll never know. So look, I think Yanni has had the most experience with these workers, and he can explain it the best.
I mean, it's insane. Like one poor victim of this worker syndicate is Rizvan. Like Rizvan, I love the guy. He seems like semi-competent at the very least. Like he knows some of the stuff he's talking about. He isn't like terrible and he's not a complete retard. But for some reason, like they have this stuff, like they have this grip around him, like, and he's just like encapsulated by them.
Yeah.
It's like he puts them, he sees like these great debaters, and then he puts them, workers, affiliate, crew head leaders at the top, and it's absolutely insane. I didn't even know how it started, to be honest. But what, like, something you realize is that, like, if you like maybe like say something bad about exility or like drip source or whatever, the niggas that goon for them take it as a personal offense. Like they genuinely feel hurt when you say their girl drip source is terrible and he's a horrid debater who would lose to D1. When you say it like that, like their heart fucking shatters into pieces and they start getting angry at you individually for saying something that's true.
So let me describe to you the comment section of a poll that was made about exility versus infinity. Somebody said, and I quote, "Well, exility is exility, so even though I didn't see the debate, I can just use induction to say that exility probably won." Now, what does that even mean now? Like, what does that mean? Now, you know, these type of biases, I see people arguing within the comments on a point about a debate that didn't even happen. So, can someone please explain to me, how did they manage to fabricate an entire debate in their head? Then the other person is able to receive that debate and then be like, no, you're recalling this debate differently, even though the debate didn't even happen? Is it joint schizophrenia? Like, what could it be, Yanni?
I mean, the way I see it, right, is that, like, the Dragon Ball, or like the Dragon Ball debates, right?
Exility won. What the fuck?
Anyways, okay, so like
happening?
They're like Dragon Ball debaters from the Dragon Ball community. What I see them as is like a multiverse where like this current debate com like had everything go wrong. Like everything went wrong in this debate com. Like that's how I see them. It's like there's not one like shred of like, what do you call it, rebellion or resistance against this fucking grip they have on them. And it's like, just please think critically. Is everyone in your community a retard? Like, it's insane. I would also like to talk about one more Syndicate, but like, I don't know if you're gonna let me.
Well, what's the Syndicate?
So like, I'm friends with Sakazuki, right? But I don't know if it exists anymore, but I think even he would agree, like, at one point in time, there definitely was a One Piece debate in Syndicate where Sakazuki was top one in that community for like such a long time, and like I mean, maybe he is top one in that community, but like he had Sakazuki and One Piece KB, the two best One Piece debaters. I think even Timmy's dad in the VC contested this as well. I'm pretty sure I was also ranked highly.
Yeah. Well, maybe someone okay, bro. Someone's discussing. So you were saying before we were rudely interrupted by the Rothschilds trying to stop us from exposing the Syndicate.
What? He left, nigga.
It seems as if Yanni is being suppressed by the Syndicate in real time now. I'm telling you, these syndicates do exist. They are very real, you know. So Yanni, what were you saying?
I was like touching on like the One Piece debate Syndicate. I was like around from 2022 to like maybe late 2023.
Yeah.
You had like this kind of like rivaled the Dragon Ball debates in the eyes, but there weren't really like this like much affiliate things. It was like mostly about Sakazuki and One Piece King, right? And then I have nothing against them. Like I would consider both of them niggas my friends, right? But when I asked them, well, okay, can you name one One Piece King recording or name one Sakazuki recording that like makes him look good? Because I personally have my opinion on these debates. I think they're good debates, right? But these niggas, they have the reason to believe that.
Yeah,
they were just like booked in. It's like it worked perfectly for so long, and it worked so long until like there was like internal conflict that split them apart. But like I would say that it's like the second longest lasting syndicate to ever exist. I mean, you had the strongest goons, Gyro and Vortex, but now they are part of a different syndicate that I won't really touch on this.
Look. So again, the strongest syndicate to exist, obviously, it's Exility Syndicate. Now, I've seen people say Exility beat Infinity, Exility beat Trini, Exility beat Apollo, and in reality, none of these debates even happened. Like, how people are able to make up debates and then argue about these debates is insane to me. So again, guys, if you want to become a leader of the syndicate, the first thing you need to do, and if you want to become a very strong syndicate elite member, is the first thing you want to do is become friends with Exility. This is the fastest method. Become friends with Exility, talk to Exility once, and then once you talk to Exility once, tell Exility to go around and tell other people that you're good, and boom, now you have rep and now you have clout. So this is how you do it. So Yanni, do you have any final words before the video concludes?
It's like be your own person. Like you didn't have to fucking click down to these debate niggas to become a better debater. I've seen it happen myself. Maybe I've been a part of these like debate syndicates myself. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it come into existence. It's like just let it go. Just become your own debater. And then like you didn't really see Infinity or like any of these debate leaders be a part of these syndicates. They are their own people, and it's like be more like them, I guess.
Yeah. You notice that these syndicate leaders, they never used to be syndicate grunts. Now, I mean, you can say Infinity, he had a little bit of a humble beginning, because Infinity, he used to be Fubuki's grunt, but now Infinity's established himself as his own person. So yeah, be your own man. Surviving these Discord streets. Like these Discord streets can get dangerous from time to time. Yeah, that's it for the video.